a small Korean indie studio.
They're not indie. They're not indie, Elden Fallor. They have 60 employees and they make millions of dollars.
Limbus Company is destined to fail. Don't believe me?
What? Elden Fallor is here. This man had a existential crisis. He played Limbus Company. He made Limbus Company videos, and then he tried to do anything other than Limbus Company, and people said, just put the Limbus Company in the bag, bro. Just put the Limbus Company. It's sad. You people should broaden your horizons. Let's watch this video.
1.5 years. That's how long Limbus Company needs to tell its story. One game, not a franchise, just one game.
I don't think so. I think that they could tell it within like the 5 years.
With a 19.
Kim Ji-hoon seems like the guy. I saw a quote for him that apparently he said that he apparently has made enough money that he and his entire studio could retire. But he's like, no, I'm just gonna make the game that I want to make now. Like I basically like completed my goal. I got all the money.
Year runway. After 30 years in gaming, I have learned to read patterns, and I have watched those same patterns kill Halo, bury Mass Effect, and turn Destiny 2 into a memorial, while it was still
Dude, have you guys heard about this? Hold on.
Bury Mass Effect, and I have watched those same patterns kill Halo, bury Mass Effect, and turn Destiny 2 into a memorial.
Mass Effect was so like the way that they handled Mass Effect was so stupid. For some reason, they decided that in a game where you make all these choices, they were like, well, we should do something where like all of their choices are gonna like matter, and like at the end of the third game, like if they make all the wrong choices, then the story's gonna have like a bad ending. But then they created 3 bad endings. So no matter what you did, you got a bad ending. And then they kill off the main character. And then they were like, yeah, but we're still going to make Mass Effect games where you play as completely different characters in a completely different galaxy. And everybody hated it.
Killer fish.
Made no sense. And now, did you hear about what they're doing with Destiny 2? Apparently, Marathon is doing so badly, they have to end Destiny 2 so that they can start working on Destiny 3 in the background. And then they'll sell you Destiny 3 in a couple years and then pretend like Marathon never happened. Gaming is a joke. Gaming is dead.
While it was still technically running. Limbus Company is destined to fail. Don't believe me?
What?
Stay right there.
How dare you? You don't believe me? Stay right there. Now from a quick word from our sponsor. Does your dick stop working? Well, take these pills.
Let's talk about what a vision looks like before it falls apart. And let's start with Halo Combat Evolved. Bungie hands you everything you need done.
This motherfucker, this Elden Fallor, he's like, if these motherfuckers ain't gonna watch something other than Limbus Company, I'm gonna make them watch something other than Limbus Company. Put every single franchise in the video other than Limbus Company. I'm gonna get these watch something else.
Understand about that universe in about 4 hours. The Covenant, the Flood, the Forerunners, the Master Chief in a suit of armor carrying an entire war.
You know what else Bungie did? They gave the rights for Halo away and gave it to 343 Industries, who fumbled it for 10 years. They released the latest Halo without the Slayer game mode. Gaming is dead.
Or on his back. The vision was clean. The story had weight. You knew exactly what it was. The original trilogy finished that story. It earned its ending. Halo 4 was fine, technically competent, not bad. But it wasn't quite Halo. Something in the handoff, the soul that Bungie built, didn't survive the transition. What made the original trilogy work was that it knew when to stop. The moment it kept going past that point, it started becoming something else.
Elden Fallor?
Something mid.
I didn't even think of that. Think of it like that. Exactly. This is what you need. You need me to help you.
Mid for a franchise.
I'm working on it, Jake.
Built on that foundation is a quiet form of collapse. Mass Effect, on the other hand, did not have that excuse. BioWare built one of the most ambitious narrative trilogies in gaming history.
I'll never understand understand these people that like they build this massive. Well, I know why it happened. It's because of fucking EA. EA sucks cock, and not even the good kind. But like the problem with the gaming industry is that there's more money in the gaming industry than there has ever been in like novels or movies, and I really don't even understand why. Out here just buying new games just to buy them. Like they don't need any new games. They just straight up just go out and they'll just buy a $70 game. They're never gonna play it. They're gonna go out and buy it anyway. And that just allows these companies to just pump out slop after slop after slop. And then you get situations where like they have Mass Effect, they have this whole huge world for Mass Effect, and then they're like, yeah, 3 games is enough. We'll make 3 games, and then we'll make a shitty 4th game that doesn't even have the same team. It doesn't even have like anything that made the originals the way that they are. We're gonna make a shitty 4th game, and then we're never going to go back to the franchise ever again. And it's like, why the fuck did we make this? Why did we make this world? Why did we make this world with all these characters? Like, I'm never going to see Jack ever again. You're never going to see Ashley ever again. You're never going to see Miranda ever again. Unless they actually come out with Mass Effect 5. But it's going to be terrible. Because the original team is gone. It's not going to be Mass Effect. There's so much money in this industry that it just gets pissed away. And then these worlds are just forgotten to time.
3 games, 1 arc, a clear defined endpoint. The Reapers are coming, and you stop them or you don't. It was clean, and they almost pulled it off until they didn't. Mass Effect 3 ending didn't just disappoint players, it broke promises made by BioWare. The backlash was so severe that fans literally...
EA and BioWare, they wanted to have like this amazing trilogy of games where every decision you make affects the ending of the trilogy. But you know what would have been better? If it was like an actual franchise that like went on for like years, and every decision that you made from the first game would affect like the 17th game in the series. But instead, they've put all of their budget into the marketing, and then they actually fucked up the actual writing for the endings, and then everybody hated the 3rd game, and then the stockholders were like, well, we don't want you guys to make a new Mass Effect game if it's not going to make trillions of dollars. So Mass Effect 5 is just in limbo forever. And like I said, even if it comes out, no one's going to give a shit. Because it's not going to be, it's going to come out like Veilguard. It's going to be some horse shit that doesn't even appeal to the people that were here for the original trilogy.
Petitioned for a new ending. Well, they got one, but it didn't really fix anything. Then they brought out...
They're fighting for the Ark. Are they some kind of Ark Knights? That's good.
Andromeda, and it tried to start fresh and found out that once your trust is broken, you can't reset it by giving someone a shiny new game with a spackling of new paint.
Like, how the fuck they make you fall in love with Liara, and then they're just like, you're never gonna see her again.
But I get it. Both of those are franchises with multiple games and multiple opportunities for the vision to get diluted. How about World of Warcraft?
Oh, f***ing
Craft. That is one game. 20 plus years in the making, way closer to Project Moon's Limbus Company. Just one game. And I need you to sit with that because I was there for a significant chunk of it.
What did I say?
World of Warcraft launched.
I saw him coming from a mile away.
In 2004, with Azeroth feeling like a real, living place. 20 years of RTS history gave this world weight. Players had roots. I had roots. Wrath of the Lich King was...
World of Warcraft, ain't that more than 10 years old? Trunks, I'm gonna need you to sit down for this one. I'm gonna need you to sit down for this one, Trunks. It is over 20 years old.
And I will die on this hill, the peak of that game's storytelling. The Lich King was a character with history, with tragedy, with a...
Will Alden be offended if I completely skip World of Warcraft? Because I can't stand it.
Actual run was. And then there's the modern news. There's Destiny 2 right now. Not 10 years ago, right now. This year, Bungie will...
Remember when they released the original Destiny and it didn't even have any story? And they were like, yeah, if you guys want like all the context and the lore and the story, you're gonna have to go online and look it up. They did that. They did that for the original Destiny.
Will officially...
And now they're like, hey, we need money, so we're just gonna cancel the game you spent all this money on and we're gonna sell you a new game. in like 2 years.
in Destiny 2's live service.
It's kind of cute what I was saying, but they're gonna. Let me paraphrase. Let me paraphrase it. Just World of Warcraft. They built this gigantic world, and Limbus Company is also building a gigantic world.
A universe with some of
Thank
the
you.
most compelling sci-fi lore in recent history. A player base that genuinely and deeply loved it. The seasonal content model demanded constant engagement.
Although I really can't be that outraged that they're ending Destiny 2, because if you bought Destiny 2, you by definition knew that they were going to rug pull you because they already did it before. Like, you bought Destiny and then they were like, hey, we're ending the game and now you gotta go buy Destiny 2. It only makes sense that they were going to do it again. So if you bought Destiny 2 and you played it all this time, you're dumb.
The story
You're misguided, okay? You're not dumb, you're misguided.
became impossible to track without a spreadsheet. The content vault locked players
I hope the Stop Killing Games Act will be law. I want Project Sun 76. These people just keep coming out of the woodwork.
out of content they had already paid for.
Yeah, I want to thank Pirate Software for destroying his entire career to make sure that Stop Killing Games gets actually talked about in the European Parliament. Thank you, idiot.
When players finally walked, Bungie had nothing to really catch their attention with.
Speaking of World of Warcraft, Pirate Software, am I right?
This is 4 giants and 4 collapses for 4 completely different reasons, but one pattern underneath all of them. And I hear you. Those are Western studios, Alden. Project Moon is different. Kim Ji-hyun actually cares about what he's building. And you know what? You're right. He does. The writing in Limbus Company right now is some of the best storytelling in the gacha game space.
You know how good it is? I don't give a single fuck about the story in any gacha game at all. People say that Nikkei's story, by the way, flashbang. People say that Nikkei's story is really good. Couldn't tell you what it's about. It's about booty shaking ass and killing robots. That's all the fuck I know. Limbus Company, I know every little detail about Limbus Company.
And it's not close. The characters have way
Deep voice. I worked at Blizzard for 7 years. It wasn't nepotism. My dad gave me the job, and thank you, Alden Fallor. Me and Alden Fallor should just do a show where we just talk about how bad the industry is.
the world
The second I join the stream, I hear Pirate Software. Beautiful. Our brains are healing.
has logic. The narrative direction is specific in a way most live service games never manage. I'm not here to tell you the game is bad. I'm here to show you a pattern that does not care how good your developer is. Because
I've said this before. I think the only way that Limbus Company goes downhill is if Kim Ji-hyun leaves the company, or if he somehow, I don't know how it works because I don't have a multi-million-dollar company, but like if they somehow like push him to go public, and then they get the stock, they get stockholders, and then they'll, if they somehow push him out of the company and they go public, then yes, it will turn into Destiny and World of Warcraft and all those other pieces of shit.
Because here is the crack that talent and intention cannot fix. 36 cantos. If Dante gets one, 39 cantos. At one every 6 months.
Oh yeah, I don't think Alden knows this or not, but the story is, they have already said that the story is going to go past the Dante and the whole contract thing. So like, yeah. And shit, I can't spoil it. I gotta stop talking about Library of Ruina. You need to get to the end of Library of Ruina.
That is 19 and a half years.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you already, well, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything.
For one game with no sequel, no spinoff. The same game running on a live service model inside of a gacha economy built.
They looking for a boyfriend? No!
By a small Korean indie studio.
They're not indie! They're not indie, Alden Fallor. They have 60 employees and they make millions of dollars.
Longer than some people.
They've made 3 games.
Watching this have been alive. Blizzard had WoW, full infrastructure, one of the largest gaming companies on the planet.
The difference is, I'm pretty sure Blizzard was a public company and had stockholders their entire like reign. So this was a company that was always being fucked around and pushed for profit over content the entire time.
Behind it. And even
Play belongs to me. Guys, do Zombie King, please.
with all that, WoW could not maintain
First dissing pirate software, now talking about Library of Runo's story on a dime. That's my streamer.
a narrative cohesion across 2 decades. Project Moon is not Blizzard, and I mean that as a compliment. Project Moon's current output is humiliating Blizzard's writing on a regular basis. But writing talent
Project Moon is closer to Valve than any other company.
does not solve a structural problem, and this is a structural problem. If this is the kind of breakdown that made you stop scrolling, hit subscribe, like the video, and hype it up while
I
you're
will, but not because you told me.
at it, because, you know, I can do more of this, or I can do more of the what your favorite thing says about you. This one takes more research and more time to edit out, and I really like to bring you guys what you guys
everybody in the comments was like, yes, please, more.
want. I know this isn't quite what you guys wanted, because I'm talking.
Is that meant to imply that we'll never get a new game after Limbus? No, what I think they're going to do 2 things. They're either going to continue the story with Limbus, but then they're also going to make spin-off games, or they're going to end Limbus Company as the live service, and then they're just going to go back to making actual games.
Being possibly bad about your favorite game, but give me some time to cook, actually pay attention to what's going on, and we'll see if you agree with me or disagree with me as we continue.
Did bro just get a walking animation? This Alden Fallor.
That being said, let me show you exactly what this pattern looks like, because it's not just about time. Every one of these giants started with a vision so specific it felt almost personal. The Reapers in Mass Effect were not just villains, they were a philosophical argument. What happens when synthetic and organic life can no longer coexist, and a civilization chooses extinction over negotiation? Halo's Master Chief was not just
The Reapers invading Earth and killing everybody while the ring like piano plays in the background is cinema, dude.
protagonist. He was an argument about sacrifice.
This is some music to get to smoke a blunt and make some human artifacts with, dude.
What you give up to build a weapon instead of a person. WoW Azeroth wasn't just a map. It was 20 years of RTS lore given physical form. Every zone had a reason to exist. When those visions are tight, the game feels cohesive. Every piece of content earns its place because it serves a larger structure. The problem is that a live service game cannot afford to stay locked into a singular vision for 19 years. The business model demands novelty. Players need new content, new characters, new systems to spend on. And every time you add something new, you are pulling at the threads of the original tapestry. Do it enough and that tapestry isn't there anymore. It's just a pile of thread on the ground with the familiar logo stamped on that
Alden Fallor, fix your microphone.
box. Limbus Company's
Your microphone keeps squeaking at me.
current Cantos
You're pointing at me and you're squeaking at me.
work because the vision is still intact. Kim Ji-hoon knows exactly where the story is going. The threads are all connected. 19 and a half years from now, that same studio will be trying to maintain narrative coherence across 4 times the content it currently has, while managing a live service economy that punishes standing still. Mass Effect didn't have to worry about whether players would keep playing to see the ending. You bought the game, you own the story. The Reapers were coming whether EA liked the quarterly numbers or not. Limbus Company does not have that luxury. Every Canto exists inside of a got you ecosystem.
Got you?
New identities need to drop. Events need to keep players logging in. The monetization has to keep the lights on.
That's why I would prefer if they just ended Limbus Company after like a solid like 8 or something years and then went back to making full games
On at Project Moon Studios, and that studio has to stay funded for nearly
if they could somehow like wisely invest all the money that they made from Limbus Company. Another flashbang, by the way. Wisely invest all of the money that they made with Limbus Company to the point where like they don't have to keep doing a live service game. They end Limbus Company while the story is still good, and then they work on the anime, they work on the games, they'll still have the plushies, they'll still have all the merchandise and shit. I hope they get to a point where they can stop using Limbus Company as a gacha to tell its story, because I'm done with gacha games.
2 decades. What happens in year 12 when the early player base has thinned out, when the people who were there from the beginning have moved on? The narrative has to pull in new players from the middle of a 20-year story while still retaining the ones who have been there from the start. WoW tried this exact balancing act. Their solution was to keep raising the level cap, which meant every expansion effectively diluted
Hold on, we got the comment
for it.
We got the comment
Wrath
here.
of the Lich King
Pause the video, Elden Valor. Here we go. We got the comment. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. In fairness, Clay, your boyfriend, has said that if the director did leave the company could just go the Mahoyo route. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Which honestly, I'm hoping that hasn't happened until after the Limbus Company is finished. Boyfriend, that's a good one. Look at that. Got him. Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat myself. Look, the comments do it for me. Thank you. Thank you.
Talked about as the peak of WoW storytelling. It is also right now functionally irrelevant.
If Limbus takes all PM's resources, Limbus takes all of PM's resources, so we won't get a new game for years. I don't know, because like I said, I just saw a comment from him from Kim Ji-yoon saying that that they've made enough money to just retire as a studio. They can literally just stop making the game today, and they'll have plenty of money. I don't know if that's like a mistranslation. I don't know if that's just somebody like quoting him out of context or like whatever. But how about this? Nikke is a live service gacha game, but they made Stellar Blade. AAA $70 PlayStation 5. Well, now it's on PC. Fantastic game and everything. And they just now announced that they're making Stellar Blade 2. So apparently it doesn't cost that much to run a live service game. You can do other things.
Because it was bad, but because the game had to keep moving.
He doesn't want to hire people, which means the company doesn't have enough employees. That's the problem, is that to write a story that's going to last 36 years, give or take, you need like a team of people. You can't just have one person writing the story. Like technically you could, but it's gonna take for ever, because that one guy, hey, can you help me code this thing? I can't get the new Ishmael ID to proc when oh, hold on, scoot over, let me work on it. Yeah, there's a lot of like moving chairs in these kind of businesses where one guy gets pulled over to do 7 other things and
forward.
And I'd prefer it to stay a 60-person company. I mean, like I don't think if they went up to 100 people, maybe if they could still manage it, it wouldn't be that much of a problem, but...
And forward in a live service game means leaving the past behind. Right now, Limbus Company is actually doing this balancing act.
Nikke and Limbus are on a huge difference in quality of production. You're about to get nuked by Zombie King, dude. I can't save you.
Pretty well with how they set up their you can't level past a certain part till you get through a certain canto.
By the way, Elden Valor, they're doing that with Limbus Company too. How they keep raising the level cap in World of Warcraft. They're doing that in Limbus Company. Every new canto, you gain like 5 more levels. So they're already. But in this game, there's an actual lore reason, because the enemies are getting stronger, so we have to get stronger. But in World of Warcraft, it's just like, I don't know, the fucking players are getting pissed off, so we're gonna have to...
And you have to get through the story to get into the future. But it's starting to show the power creep effect that a lot of MMOs and a lot of gacha games have been showing. Not quite to the degree of other gacha games, but they are starting to show.
You might talk about it in a second, but I've already said that with Limbus Company, the power creep isn't that much of a problem because the game's just brain dead easy anyway, so...
And this isn't just about games. Movie franchises and comics have tried this also. The MCU spent 10 years building towards Endgame. 23 films, hundreds of characters, one
eternal
coherent arc, and it was barely holding together by the time it landed. After Endgame, with the Infinity Saga complete, the thread snapped almost
Shang-Chi
immediately. Phase 4 felt direct.
The Marvel.
Phase 5 became a conversation about...
Happy Pride Month, Clay. I hope you and Clay. Happy Pride Month, Clay. I'm hoping you and Zombie King try for another baby. We're not...
What went wrong, rather than excitement about what was coming. And that was Disney, with Kevin Feige leading the project. The most well-funded franchise operation in film history. And even they could not maintain narrative cohesion once the original vision was fulfilled. Limbus Company has not reached its endgame yet. It's not even close. It's somewhere in the equivalent of Phase 1, and it needs to
No, we're not gonna start calling it Phase 1. Let's not do that.
hold that cohesion together, not for 10 years, for 19 and a half. I want to be precise about this. The cracks I'm describing are not in the writing. They're not in Project Moon's capability. They're in the math. And
It's in the medium.
this game may not be able to outrun the math. Look, the game is still good, putting out peak after peak right now. I know that. And I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
The problem is like, okay, so like I keep going back to this, but like Honkai Star Rail, when I first started playing the game, the first like world, like what was it called? Bellabog? Was it called Bellabog? The snow world. Fucking phenomenal. It felt like a $60 game. The most solid live service that I've ever played. It didn't even feel like a live service. It barely even felt like a gacha. I didn't even fucking gamble for like the first whole like chapter of the game. And like that final boss of Bellabog with like the music, and it's a bit, you know, it was incredible. And then the Trailblazer gets the fire lance and everything. Incredible. 10 out of 10. Never hit the heights ever again. It was downhill ever since that point in Honkai Star Rail. With Limbus, it's like every Kanto 8 was kind of mid to me. Kanto 8 was kind of like whatever. There was no big like fourth wall breaking moment. There was no cute like quick time event. There was no like really hype moment. The final boss sucked shit. Kanto 8 was kind of mid. Okay, not as bad as Kanto 4, but but yeah, Limbus Company cannot keep topping itself. There will be a time where it starts to go down the shitter.
Otherwise, just to win an argument.
But with Kim Ji-un and I feel like because the company has a completely different philosophy than Hoyo, I'm pretty sure that like the lows of Limbus Company will still be miles ahead of Hoyo.
But I've been in the scene long enough that I've seen this exact moment before.
And speak of the devil, Kanto 4.
Killer fish.
Readable mantics, damn it, Zombie King.
Felt it before. Most of you probably haven't spent much time in MMORPGs.
Thank God.
But this is exactly where World of Warcraft was, and I wasn't just watching from the outside, I was in it. I was one of the players
Leroy J. God damn it, Fowler.
running Icecraft.
Oh my God, Alan Fowler is so old that he was there when Leroy Jenkins was filmed. He was in the raid.
On Citadel, thinking the game was untouchable.
Should there be another Clay variant? Yes, make him lime green.
I was the guy who didn't notice the story dying until I was already in Pandaria, going through the motions, logging hours, without caring why. 7 years and 9 months. That's how long it took before the story was lost to me. In a game I genuinely loved. Built by one of the largest gaming companies in the world, with more resources than Project Moon will likely ever have.
And yet they couldn't possibly wrap their heads around making the story mode for Overwatch that they promised after making story modes for 20 years. And then they killed Overwatch, made you play Overwatch 2, and then they killed Overwatch 2, and now they call it Overwatch. This company sucks eggs.
Limbus Company needs 19 and a half years. And I'm not telling you it's going to collapse the way WoW collapsed publicly, you know. I'm telling you something quieter and more honest than that. I'm telling you that there will be a...
I'm telling you that... I don't know. I lost my train of thought.
Mr. Pandaria moment for a lot of you. There'll be a point.
Mr. Pandaria. How the game didn't die after that expansion, I'll never understand.
Somewhere in year 8 or year...
Oh yeah, Warcraft 3, like the biggest game that they had, a real-time strategy game that they had next to StarCraft 2, and they fucked it.
12, when you're still playing, but the reason you started playing will have quietly left without saying goodbye. 19 and a half years from now, I'll be in my 50s, still in the
Oh, Jesus Christ.
comments
Would never be me.
yelling about Cantos, and if the
That means that Alden Fallor right now, as we live and breathe, is 45 years old.
story's still good, and arguing with you guys if I'm still making this content, and most of you who
Clay, why aren't you at APR? Because the entire community pretends I don't exist.
are watching this now won't be playing. Here's what I want you to take from this. This is not a eulogy. Limbus Company is not dead. It might be arguably the best thing Project Moon has ever made. Kim Ji-hyun's vision is real and is being executed at a level most studios cannot touch. None of that is the argument. The argument is this: talent does not beat math. Vision does not beat time. Halo had Bungie, Mass Effect had BioWare, Destiny 2 had the same studio that made Halo, and it ends its live service this year while players were still in it. Every single one of them started exactly where Limbus Company is.
That's like the epitome. That's the epitome of the. What the Alden? What have they done?
The plan.
What the fuck did they do to you, Alden? Oh my god! Listen, people want him to stay in the Limbus. They want him to make Limbus Company content so bad that they're now turning him into Abnos. That's incredible. What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, I lost my train of thought.
Exactly where Limbus Company is right now. At the pre-season live service this year.
That's like the epitome of where the gaming industry is right now. That they can put out Marathon, the most disgusting looking game I've ever seen. They put out the ugliest game that they could possibly put out, and then Sony's like, "Hey, we gave you like a lot of money to do this. Like, the shareholders are fucking pissed. You got to do something." So instead of like just killing Marathon and just focusing on Destiny 2, they kill Destiny 2, and then they're gonna make you buy Destiny 3 to support Marathon. That's just insane.
Players were still in it. Every single one of them started exactly where Limbus Company is right now.
Is it rude to say this video seems to be a result of looking for a problem that doesn't exist? That's the entire Limbus Company community. Like literally, Limbus Company, like content wise, has reached the point where I was at with Nikkei, where there was nothing to make content about. So you literally just had to tell them about some bullshit. You just had to make shit up just to make videos about it. And that's why I stopped making videos for Nikkei, because I was like, what is there to do? Like, you get the new character and then you put it on auto and you watch the asses bounce. That's the entire game. What am I going to talk about? Oh my god, this new update. It looks like there's going to be, this is a 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Kill. Okay? Limbus Company gets new content every 6 months. There's nothing to talk about. You literally just have to make up some shit. Can you play League of Legends?
Well, that depends. Can you go fuck yourself?
At the peak, with a plan, with a team that cared, with a community that believed it was still being built. 19 and a half years from now, we'll find out if this one was different. And I genuinely hope it is. If this breakdown hit the way I intended, like and subscribe, and come argue with me in Discord.
Incredible. Thank you, Alden Fallor. What is this? Want to hear something awesome? Wife said, for every rabbit I take out, I get a blow. What is this Alden Fallor saying? For every rabbit I take out, I get a blowy. Bought a new air rifle for it, then all the rabbits disappeared. Did this motherfucker just say that if he kills rabbits, his wife blows him? Fucking base. That's radical. That's my new thing. Whenever something is really cool, I go, that's radical. Thank you, Alden Fallor. Like and subscribe to Alden Fallor. He's recently started playing Library of Runetia as well. Thank you. Can I slap my what is this? Can I slap my belly and fart? I'm not reading the chat anymore. His wife is kind of weird. That isn't normal. Listen. Hey, listen. If you know any women that will blow you every time you kill an animal, listen, hook me up. I want to get in on that. That sounds fantastic. There's a lot of undesirable animals out there, okay? Case in point, everything in the ocean.
Killer fish.
I would go out to the ocean. Did you know that they have guys that go down into the ocean and kill lionfish for a living?
Killer fish.
I would go and kill fish. I would do it. They were eating her plants. It's completely normal. Yeah, look at that. Anglerfish. How dare you, sir? Anglerfish are fucking chads. All right? Just seems like a potential problem that doesn't really matter all too much. Gumbo, what's wrong with the ocean? Every fucking thing. Name something that's right with the ocean. Name something that's right with the ocean. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. There's fucking sharks. There's fucking eels. There's fucking all sorts of shit that I don't want to deal with, and I don't want to be swimming around ever in my entire life.